Welcome everybody to Sports Unlimited. I am your host, Max Shader, and I am accompanied by Josh Buzzard, a good friend of mine. We went to high school together. We're going to talk a little Redskins Trademark Talk that everybody else has been talking about. I just like to get a few things off my chest. Number one, hail to the Redskins. We're not going to stop saying it just because a few think it's racist. I don't know if anybody knows that out there, but 90% say, and these are Native Americans, say that it's not racist, and, well, it doesn't offend them. Josh, you'd like to chime in on this?
Basically everything you just said. It's 90% of Native Americans find the name not offensive. It's a slim 10%, and it seems like this has been the whole story of the Obama administration, is that the majority don't get what they want because the majority didn't want Obamacare either, but that was forced down our throats. But it's been the whole story of this administration.
Yeah, pretty much, the thing about Dan Snyder is I know he's not going to give up on this name. He will not change it. I mean, it's in his own words. I will never change the name, and you can use caps, and I believe him because listening to Glenn Beck yesterday morning, he was talking to the lawyer of, I guess he's an attorney of, he specializes in trademarks, and when Glenn asked him, so what does Dan Snyder think about this? Is he going to give in? And you could hear the laughter in his voice, but anything else you'd like to add, Josh?
Oh, and then even the alternatives to the Redskin name, they sound completely stupid. I've heard, the Washington Generals, the Washington Renegades, and there's been a few others that have been thrown around. They don't even sound like a sports team name.
Mm-hmm.
And the Redskin name has been a tradition for 81 years.
Exactly. Yep.
And suddenly now it's an issue. I mean, the country is $17+ trillion in debt. Iraq is falling apart because we withdrew our troops. We have this bird dog controversy of him being a traitor. NSA spying on American citizens. But let's focus on a sports team name that's been around for 81 years.
Exactly.
It makes no sense at all.
It really doesn't. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and move over to tonight's game. Unfortunately, the O's losing 5-3, allowing 4 runs. In the 9th inning, Zach Britton was the closer. All right, let's talk a little bit about the O's here.
Typical. When we get some good pitching, we can't get run support, and then when we have terrible pitching, we seem to be able to hit. So I don't know. This seems to be the theme every year, and it gets frustrating.
No, it's frustrating. It is. I mean, we're up 2-1, actually, I'm sorry, 3-1 in the 9th inning. Zach Britton come on to try to shut it down. Not able to do it. It looks like Jim Johnson / Tommy Hunter the third. But what are you gonna do? Still got, I guess, 2-3 more games left. Let's see if we can win the series. But now I'm actually gonna turn it over to Josh Buzzard. He has a little thing on the Clippers.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of research about this whole controversy with Donald Sterling and his wife Shelley Sterling. Donald, of course, is the NBA owner of the LA Clippers franchise. I didn't realize how old he was. He's actually 80 years old. He was born in 1934. And not using this as an excuse, but when you're born in the 30s, you grow up in a different time. His girlfriend, V. Stefano, is only 31 years old. And the comment that he's in trouble for was, quote, "Don't bring them to the games," end quote. Them meaning African Americans. This story originally broke May 6, 2014, and Stefano claims that a friend leaked the tape. But now, of course, we know that she did. And the thing that I find interesting is her motive to leak the tape, because in my research I found out that Sterling gave Stefano $500,000 in luxury cars and a $1.8 million home without Donald Sterling's wife's consent.
Jeez.
Stefano has been arrested multiple times, and each time she has used a different alias. I was reading that she has been arrested 4 times, and each of the 4 times in the police reports, she has filed under a different race. 2 of the times she had claimed to be white. I'm sorry, 1 time she claimed to be white, 1 time she claimed she was Native American, and then she claimed to be Hispanic, and then lastly African American. And I have written down here that the story is very similar to the Trayvon Martin case in that the media only sees on the surface but doesn't do any digging for the facts. This seems to be very similar in that this woman has been in a lot of trouble in the law before. She has a very troubled past, and she leaks this tape unconstitutionally and recorded Donald Sterling illegally. The media doesn't care about that. They only focus on Sterling's comment on what he said. And like I've said before, Sterling's comment was very wrong. I'm not, defending it, but it was a comment made in a private moment that should not have been brought to the public eye.
Exactly.
And it's similar to the Trayvon Martin case because the magazine covers had this, mean-looking Hispanic man against this picture of this, little innocent, African American boy, when in reality, according to the own Facebook of Trayvon Martin, he's talking about, where can he buy drugs locally, and talking about, F the police.
Exactly.
And, his profile picture of him sticking up his middle fingers.
Exactly.
And, Trayvon Martin was a member of the neighborhood watch team and cared about keeping his community safe. And, these stories are very similar, is that the media only seems to see on the surface instead of doing any digging for the real facts.
I'd just like to throw in this, something that the media doesn't want to throw out there. When Trayvon's messages on his Facebook, he was telling one of his friends, man, I can make a good thing of scissor. And for y'all that don't know what scissor is, it's pretty much codeine cough syrup, Sprite, and you throw like a couple purple Jolly Ranchers, and they drink it and they get high off of it. He said he can make a good batch of that with watermelon Arizona tea and Skittles. And what did we find? When he,
crime scene.
Yeah, at the crime scene. That's what we found. So we can only suspect that, that's what he went there to get and what he was going to do afterwards if he made it in.
And that's another aspect of not digging for the facts, is that if you look on Trayvon's, his own Facebook message, hey, if I have this, Arizona juice, watermelon cocktail and a bag of Skittles, I can make a heck of a batch of drugs. But then when he shot, because he, harassed this guy, the media says, well, there was a little boy walking through the store for iced tea and candy. It's so irritating.
Yeah.
How the media doesn't want to dig for facts. They only, see it on the surface.
Yep, exactly. Well, I like how we went from Donald Sterling to Trayvon Martin, but hey, we're just trying to get the truth out of here. I mean, a lot of people don't like to hear the truth, and frankly, I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I mean, it needs to get out there. But, well, thanks for joining me, Josh. This has been fun.
As always.
All right, as always. All right, well, we're going to shut this down. This has been Max Shader and Josh Buzzer, my good friend, signing out. Peace.